how many of you realized, okay, that something simple that you reacted before, something simple that triggered you before, after doing this work 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, that you all of a sudden realize, oh my God, I used to react to this, I no longer am. You have the power method, obviously. You know how to pause, you know how to observe, you know how to release the emotional charge so that you can feel grounded. And when you feel grounded, your energy is higher. So therefore, you will be able to come up with communication strategies, better response strategies, other than fight or flight. So you are not becoming, you are not defensive anymore. So you are assertive, you are present. And through your presence, the communication opens, that entanglement gets freed up. But what I want to say is also is that you keep getting triggered because that is the next message. So always going back to this, triggers are the messengers of your vulnerability. Think about it like a garbage bin, smaller size, stored in your body, okay? And the vulnerability is right there. So you keep, as you process, you keep taking the garbage out of that bin. And as you get, to the bottom of it, the triggers are more meaningful, a little larger events, so that it's really the life wants you to integrate them into your system. So all the triggers that are not being addressed, they're all accumulated in the garbage bin. And the good news is, so that's why people get triggered very quickly. The level of trigger was higher than the before when I process it, because life wants me to go deeper. Imagine somebody's not working on their vulnerabilities, on their fears. Then the life gets smaller and smaller. So everything becomes a trigger because they're not stopping. So life wants people to stop and take a breath, take a step back. So it gets like smaller and smaller, and every little thing becomes a trigger. The other one is also correct, that as you work, the triggers are more meaningful and heavier and more intense, but less frequent and more deeper.
What action in the takeaway can we give a listener? I always ask this, that's concrete for them.
One thing that comes to my mind is just pausing. So it's completely changing the perspective. Instead of the attention being outward and onto the trigger, onto the person, onto the situation, just take a step back and look at what's happening internally.
When you're emotionally triggered, right? Pause instead of reacting.
Exactly. Whenever you're emotionally reacting, just pause and turn your attention back to you, to yourself, to your inner thoughts, to your belief systems, and what is happening. What is the story that you're building here? Don't change the story, but just learn about it.